Hello my dear Capricorns, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing your 2025 astrology horoscope. Watch this if you're Capricorn rising first and foremost. That's always the most important placements to check first and foremost. And then also check it out if you're Sun and Moon in Capricorn. As always, this is going to be general. And if you know your time of birth, if you want a personalized prediction for the year 2025, I highly recommend you a personalized 2025 consultation. Links are going to be down below for that. Anyway, as always, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started, you guys. It's going to be a very, very interesting year for you now as well. You no longer have Pluto, of course, in your sign, so everything is already feeling different, right? Since 2024, when Pluto officially left you, and like it left you and it's not coming back, not anytime soon. So let's talk about this step by step. Again, give this video a big thumbs up. Let's get started. Okay, Capricorns, we are starting the year, of course, as you know, with Mars retrograde in the sign of Leo and Cancer. It is here for it's pretty important for you because for you it's your 8th and 7th house, and of course Mars also retrograde in Cancer, where it's gonna stay till April. Mars is gonna be in Cancer all the way till April, when it's gonna re-enter Leo, and then subsequently also leave Leo in June. But for you, the entire first few months of 2025, you're gonna feel the effects of this Mars retrograde. So, and this Mars transit in Cancer, because for you it's your 7th house of partnerships, of relationships, of connecting to somebody who is important to you, who is dear to you. So again, when Mars is retrograde in the 7th house, when Mars is also debilitated as it is in Cancer in the 7th house, there could be a little bit of tensions with a partner if you are in a relationship. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that there's definitely going to be big problems or breakup or anything like this if you're in a relationship. No, but there could be a bit more tensions. Your partner could be acting up, quite honestly. Maybe your partner could be a little bit more sensitive. Mars in Cancer could be a bit passive aggressive. You could sometimes feel like, I don't understand what's happening with them. Why are they so moody? It could be because of that. Again, how exactly it manifests will depend here on you and on your partner if you're in a partnership. But if you're single, it could just be people you're encountering, like people who you have deep relationships with, maybe people you work with, clients, maybe it is business partners. Like, you could feel that people have this tendency to be passive aggressive with you, and you're like, what did I even do? So watch out for that. Try to not take it personally as best as you can, because I do feel like people around you in the first few months of 2025 could be taking things a little bit too personally. So yeah, try to be a bigger person in general, even like back in the day. Well, back in antiquity, not so much back in the day, but in ancient times, actually, like when astrologer would give advice to the king, what they would say is that when Mars is retrograde, especially, if it's like, I guess 7th house would be part of that advice. When Mars is retrograde, never start a war with anybody, because the side that starts a war, and again, when we say war in our modern time, in our personal life at least, we mean more like conflicts. The side that starts a war during Mars retrograde is the side that typically loses. So it's not a good time to start any conflicts, because they can get blown out of proportion. So as long as you are not the one who is starting any kind of conflict or any kind of dispute, you're good. So even if another person starts something, chances are they are not gonna succeed. But again, try to be more reasonable. Try your best to not get provoked, even though it could be hard. I'll be honest, like January, February, March, and even April, I want to say, this is, there could be some moments of tension, and especially in January also, when Mars is opposite Pluto. Could be like ew. Maybe there is even some tension, some conflicts about money and resources. Maybe that's what you're fighting with a partner. And again, if you're single, this could manifest as just people acting up, acting emotionally. You could see as acting irrationally. Okay, now another thing is, but the good news though is that whatever, even if you have some kind of issue with a partner perhaps, or with another person, Jupiter will be entering that area of your chart in June of 2025. So Jupiter will be entering Cancerian in June. It's now in your 6th house of work and health in Gemini until June of 2025. So till June, you are given opportunities to resolve maybe any conflicts and any disputes, to maybe focus more on work and your health, focus more on, your fitness could even be a source of joy right now, improvement of work conditions. And then when Jupiter enters Cancerian in the 7th house in June, whatever issue that might be escalating in the beginning of 2025 might actually be resolved. So if, let's just say, your partner started acting batshit crazy and started demanding all these different things, again, this is very specific, it could be playing out obviously very different, there will be chances to improve, to heal that later on. Okay, so, and of course, in general, when Jupiter enters your 7th house starting the second half of 2025, where it's going to stay till the spring or summer 2026, the Jupiter cycle is 12 months through sign. In general, your relationships, your partnerships will get a boost, will get a redo, will get a makeover. So yeah, even if any issues are coming up right now, maybe it's a good thing, really. It could show you some issues, some cracks, what could be healed, what couldn't be healed. Maybe, if the differences are too large, you're just gonna let go of one partnership and then attract another. But if it's a good partnership, and if there is just some issues coming up, it might be good that they're being brought to the surface so that you could heal, improve them, and as a result, your relationship could become better than ever, in some time. Now, what's also interesting is that, of course, you're going to have your last eclipse in the 4th house. Well, not your last eclipse, but last eclipse in Aries in your 4th house of home, family, property. So this is the series of eclipses that's been there since 2023, nose ingressed into Aries and Libra in July of 2023. So for a lot of you, there's been a lot of focus on property, a lot of focus on also family. And this last eclipse will bring a culmination of sorts, a feeling like, okay, we are ready to close this chapter, we are ready to move forward. But interestingly enough, though, this focus that you had, this concentration, and maybe even unexpected events in the area of both home and career are not really going to be over for you, because what's interesting is, of course, the Saturn and Neptune ingress into Aries. They've been in Pisces for a long time. Neptune's been in Pisces since 2012. Saturn's been in Pisces since 2023. And now both Neptune and Saturn are going to be ingressing the sign of Aries, which for you is your 4th house, once again, of home, family, property, putting your roots down. So very, very big decisions could be coming up for a lot of Capricorn risings when it comes to, again, all these aforementioned things that relate to your 4th house, especially big decisions related to family, big decisions to growing a family, maybe starting a family could be during this time, place of living, where you live, where you put your roots down, so to say. So big decisions are coming up. And of course, both Neptune and Saturn are very different planets. I always say that Neptune is the planet that brings a bit delulu. It dissolves borders and boundaries. Neptune is the ocean, right? It's like there is no structure to the ocean. We don't understand even fully the ocean and all its secrets. Saturn is very different. Saturn likes law. Saturn likes structure. Saturn likes borders and boundaries, likes to, set expectations, likes routine. Neptune is that, dreamy energy, the one you're on psychedelic somewhere, right? And Saturn is like, okay, every day we clock in, clock out, drink our smoothie, have our Pilates class, so very, very different energies. And again, of course, I'm generalizing, simplifying it, but just so you have a bit of a visual, I guess. And both are going to be in your 4th house. So previous rules could be lifted when it comes to 4th house matters, but new rules could be coming into fruition, into play. New structures in some way could be implemented, new rules when it comes to, again, family, relationships with family, home, place of living. And what's also interesting, right in the midpoint of this Neptune and Saturn ingress, there will be Venus retrograde in your 4th and 3rd house. So issues, again, of 4th house are very big for you in the year 25. Now, again, it doesn't mean that there's actually going to be real problems, but it could be just it's a big focus for you, whatever is happening there. You could decide, in the spring that you might want to do a renovation. Actually, I know a Capricorn rising who is spending so much money on a certain house that I don't know what I'm going to advise to that person, but be careful to not also overdo it, overspend it. Again, that's why Saturn in a way is a good influence when Neptune is transiting that area of your chart as well, and Venus retrograde is there as well, because I think Saturn is going to bring you the necessary reality check. early on. Yes, Saturn is gonna bring the reality check early on, so you don't go too delulu. Because again, Neptune transits, if they're just happening by themselves, too much delulu creates big headache later on. It's like, quite literally, if you think about it, Neptune is associated with drugs and alcohol. And again, I personally never done drugs, but I had times when I partied, Great Gatsby style, in New York City especially, and like you have too much champagne, and like later on next day you wake up big headache, right? So that's kind of like Neptune Saturn. Neptune is that when you are having fun partying like a rock star, drinking that champagne, and like Saturn next morning is when you have to, like you have that headache. No, haven't done this even that in a long time, but back in the day, so to say, I remember that energy very well. So Neptune is when you too much of a good thing, and Saturn is later on when the bill comes. Like Neptune is when you go on the shopping spree with a credit card. Saturn is when that bill comes later on, right? Or like another thing is like even within like stock markets, right? Or any kind of bubbles within industries, Neptune is literally that bubble. And I'm remembering Jupiter Neptune transit of 2022, and I have not to make this a video about finance, but when Saturn entered Pisces, a lot of us felt the effects of not a very healthy economy. When grocery prices started, like it's almost like, what are those eggs in the grocery store made of? Are they golden eggs? Will I have a golden chicken? If with those prices of groceries. So yeah, Saturn is when the bubble bursts. So yeah, overall, it's a big concentration on all matters of the fourth house for you for the years to come here, definitely for 2025. And of course, another notable energy is that eclipses now are moving out of your fourth and 10th house and moving into your third and into your ninth house. So for a lot of you guys, there is going to be that much more focus on education, kind of like solutions, practical solutions of any problems you have, just somehow perhaps finding your voice again, expressing yourself more through communication, through forms of media, communicating a message that's important to you, being more busy with North Node in the third, South Node in the ninth house. You could travel more during this time, not necessarily on any kind of, long distance, even though sometimes it could still happen, but more just short-term travel or short distance travel could be very, very active during this time. So yes, lots of study opportunities, a lot of learning opportunities, communication. You could be much more talkative, talk more, communicate, speak, write. All the matters of the third house are very important. Maybe even start a project where you're writing a lot. Could be very interesting during this time. And also another important transit, of course, for you guys is that Uranus, planet of change, revolution, electricity, like electric like changes, electric bolt, I call it, is going to be entering your sixth house. Uranus is entering Gemini in July of 2025. So for you, this could bring you some changes within workspace, unexpected changes in your routine. You could have a more disruptive routine at this moment in time, like where your schedule may be subject to change on a daily basis. Of course, again, will depend on your chart how it manifests, but yes, Uranus in the sixth house will lighten up your day-to-day routine. Your day-to-day routine could become more unusual and just more erratic somehow. It's not always a bad transit. I don't even mean to say that it's a bad transit in any way. It's just more like it brings you a little bit more. Your schedule could be very erratic at the time, changing all the time, or there is something you need more freedom in your day-to-day somehow. Yeah, so this is what I'm seeing for you. Of course, after you've been through Pluto transit since 2008, I'm pretty sure that you will handle Uranus in your sixth house just fine. I think after you've been through Pluto, going over whether it's your rising sun and moon, whichever transit it is. After that, nothing scares, like Lana Del Rey song, nothing scares me anymore. I think for you, it's your theme song, nothing scares me anymore after Pluto transit. I was born with Pluto on my ascendant, so I feel you. I understand you. It's like it's true. Nothing scares you anymore after you met Pluto. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this is general. If you want your 2025 consultation personalized, tailor-made for you, links are down below. It's very, very detailed. Highly recommended, so to say. You can ask me very specific, personalized questions. Here again, I'm just trying to give you a general idea of what's even happening, but I do recommend personalized 2025. tailor-made, you know, of course we are focusing on you. And anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this. We're almost at 100k. I wish you amazing 2025. May all your dreams come true. May you be blessed, protected, prosperous, happy, healthy, and everything else you want. Thanks so much for watching. Happy New Year. I love you all. We'll talk soon. Bye.